everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are having a great day. And y'all, oh my gosh, today we're going to be using the card kit from Tres Jolie. I'm super excited because this paper is absolutely gorgeous. And so we're just going to make a few cards using the cards that come in the kit. Now you get, these cards are pretty thick, you guys. They're really good. So we get, let's see, that's one. I think there's 4 or 5, 2, 3, 4. You get 5 cards. So you get 5 cards, and we're going to do 3 cards, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for our first card, I went ahead and cut out part of the paper, and this is the one with the big pink filigree on it, along with the beautiful bird and, oh, excuse me, and this lilacs. So I cut this out, right? And I'm going to be using these 2 pieces for another card. And so we're going to be using this piece that I already backed up on some cardstock. And then I went ahead and fussy cut out a few things here. And I think I'm going to go ahead. I am going to use one of the stickers. Now, this is a sticker right here. This one right here. I went ahead and cut that one out, and I'm trying to look for the little cutout part. Oh, it's right here. It's right in front of my eyes, you guys. So it's right here. So, but I'm going to use, I think, one of these, and we are going to pop this up. So I'm going to use some tape or some, foam tape. Y'all know I love the foam tape. And I want to use one of these. I might use this one here. So these you do have to fussy cut out. They are not perforated, or they're not cut out and then you peel them off. Okay. So I just want to let you all know that. So, and I might fussy cut out this heart too. I've been eyeing this heart, so I might as well just go ahead and use it. And I'm going to cut this part off so that way it's nice and straight. I don't know. It's my OCD, you guys. I can't have like little pieces hanging off. It drives me nuts. I don't know why it does that, but it does. OCD, right? So anyway, I'm going to cut this out. And again, you're just going to cut around your image, and you can leave a border. You don't have to leave a border. It's totally up to you, however you want to cut yours out. So I have a little border right there. I'm going to go ahead and try to get that a little closer. Whoop. And I think I'm just going to leave it. So, okay. And then for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use this blue one. And I think I kind of really wanted a larger one. And then I went ahead and picked out my sentiment, and I'm going to use this one that says, even the smallest flowers can brighten your entire day. I just think that's such a sweet little saying. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut that one out while I'm here. Okay, so now that I've fussy cut out all of my items, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to ink them, and I'm just going to go ahead and spread a little bit of ink on the side here because I do want them to look a little bit tarnished. And so we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm thinking I might use this side because I really like the way it's kind of cut out on there. It's my favorite piece. I love that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And if you hear little voices, those are my granddaughters. They're back from Colorado, you guys. They're back. So we missed them so much. It was a long 2 months without them. But we made it. They made it. So they went to go visit their dad. But they're back now, getting ready for school. School starts in a couple of weeks. So I don't know about your area, you guys, but our school starts super early this year, which I found was really odd because it usually doesn't start until like mid-August. But for some reason, it started, it starts early this year. I don't know why. So, first thing, it's a regular card, okay, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I went and cut my mat down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/4 or 5 3/8, and then made my my pattern paper a little smaller than that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attach our base here, our mat to our base, I should say. So, yeah. So I want to know what y'all did for summer. If you can tell me what you did. If did you go on vacation? If you went on vacation, where did you go? Um, what did you do? What was your one favorite thing? I guess we'll ask this question. What was your one favorite thing that you did this summer? How's that? Yeah, let's do that. And I had to say, I don't know. I had a couple of different things. Um, I think mine was probably, and I know it's probably, well, I have a couple of things I did. One, I think reading was one of my favorite things I did this summer. I read a couple of books, and that was fun. So, yeah, I did that. And, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put together my card, and I'm just going to go ahead and play some music for you guys while we do this. So before I play the music for y'all, I wanted to finish my conversation I was having about the things that I did for summer that were my favorite. And I did read, and I usually listen to audiobooks, but I actually read 2 paperback books this summer. So I made reading one of my main things this summer because my granddaughter, I had her reading for the summer as well. And so she finished 4 books and I finished 2, although my books were a lot thicker than hers, but still. But she's a pretty good reader. She's in 4th grade and she reads really well. And then the second thing I think that really had fun doing was spending time with my husband. And we went to New Mexico to visit the Capulin volcano. And that was really fun. And we actually did it I think we did it in May, or maybe I think it was in May, but it was summer, so it was one of my favorite things to do. We did it right before the kids, I think, got out of school and stuff, so it wasn't too big of a, um, you know, ordeal trying to, see who's going to watch the kids and stuff like that while I'm gone, because I'm usually the babysitter of my grandkids. But anyway, that's what I did this summer, and then just spent time with family, of course. So I just want to know what y'all did this summer and what was your favorite thing, or did you do a couple of favorite things this summer? And let me know. And there we go. There is our card. I think that looks so pretty. I love all the layers we did on it. And now we're going to move on to the second card. Okay, so to start off, I went ahead and I placed some clear gesso on top of one of the dragonflies, and this will dry while we're going ahead and preparing our card. So for our second card, I'm just going to go ahead and place a purple mat on top of the card, and then we're going to go ahead and you can choose whatever color backing you want. I just chose purple, and I'm going to go ahead and choose a coordinated pattern paper to go on top. So the next thing I did is I grabbed the paper, the pattern paper that I wanted to use, and I wanted to use this one. Now I cut it probably about halfway in between the card, so it's about what? It's about 2 inches, maybe a little over 2 inches, and then I went ahead and we're going to tear it. So here I'm measuring another pattern paper so I can get this one to be on the other side, and you'll see here in a minute. This is going to be the matte, and then the other one is going to be torn, so it'll make a really pretty background on here. And then I'm tearing this a little bit so that way I can have the numbers on there. And I wanted the numbers to show, and they do show, but I really wanted the torn area to show, but it didn't really. After I got all my um, items on top of it, it didn't show as much as I thought. But it still was fun to make, and I really love how my background turned out. So the next thing I did is I just grabbed my distress ink and I inked the edges of my paper. And this is what's going to sit on top of the pattern paper, the mat right here. So like again, I told you I went ahead and tore that little piece apart, and then this is going to sit on the card. And then I did go ahead and cut out the rest of my pieces that I wanted to place on top, and I chose this lady that has beautiful flowers in her silhouette, and it's just gorgeous. And then I picked some purple flowers, some little roses, and just some little rabbit, and just some little pieces here and there so we can go ahead and place those on top. I think this turned out so pretty. I absolutely love how this turned out. And this paper is gorgeous. So here's the torn piece, and I went ahead and just placed that right on top. Now you can tear the other piece if you want to. I just sat it on top of it, and it looks fine. So I just thought that it looked nice. It just gave it a really nice look to it. I actually thought about if you put foam tape on the back of that torn piece and lifted it up, it would give such a really nice kind of 3D effect, and I really think that would have been pretty as well. So here I'm placing some foam tape on the back of my lady, and then I'm just going to go ahead and place her down. Next, I'm going to be adding on some of the paper flowers that I fussy cut out, and these are from the paper collection, and they're so pretty. You guys, the flowers are so pretty in here. And so I'm just going to spread them around in different spots, and then we're going to be adding some pieces of the purple flowers here and there, and just kind of fitting some flowers in and around the area here. I did pop up some places with some little pieces of foam tape just to give it a little bit of lift, and I just think that looks so pretty. Next, so that way I could really have the lady stand out a little bit more, I went ahead and went around her with a black Sharpie. So this is a fine point tip black Sharpie, and I just went ahead and just traced her silhouette. And it's a kind of already traced for you, so all you have to do is just kind of, to make it stand out more. If it's kind of blending into your background, just go ahead and grab your black pen and go around it. Okay, so next I went ahead and used a scrap piece of paper and I went ahead and added the sentiment, let yourself bloom, added some foam tape to the back, and then we're just going to go ahead and add this to the card. And I just love this little sentiment. It is so pretty, and I think it fits the front of the card very well. And then I used my black Sharpie to go ahead and pop, let the image pop out a little bit more, and then we're done. Okay, so for our next card, you're going to take one of your cards, right? And you're going to cut it in half. And that is going to leave you with two card fronts. So you're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is after you cut your one panel off, you're going to go ahead and cut your mats. Now, your panel is this card, A2 card size, which is 4¼ by 5½. So I went and cut mine down to 5 3/8 and by 4 1/8. And then my front of my card piece, my pattern paper, is going to fit right inside here, and that is cut down at 4 by 5 1/8, I believe. So I just went down every eighth of an inch, so that way everything fits on top of each other. Then you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 9 by 4, and we're going to score that at 3 and 6. Okay, so you're going to score at 3 and 6 inches on your scoreboard, and then you're going to fold one flap forward and one flap backward, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and burnish those in. Okay, next you're going to go ahead and measure this, and you're going to go ahead and cut out your papers to fit around your inside of your little accordion. And then here on the back, you're going to go ahead and cut a little pocket, and we're going to do that here in just a second. So the remaining piece of this one, okay, we cut this down to 2 and then this is the remaining piece. I'm going to switch this around, and I'm actually going to place this here like that, and then place this on top, or I might do it the other way around, where I place this here and then turn this around and place this on top of there. So that way it kind of looks like it, you could actually tell it's a little pocket. Okay, I decided to go ahead and ink all of the edges of the papers that I cut out. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and place the back piece on, and I went ahead and cut this piece in half, but I didn't take into account the length that you're going to need if you place a notch in or on your little piece, your little pocket piece. Here I'm just spreading the fibers apart to go ahead and make room for the gift card to fit inside of the pocket. Here I'm taking my punch and I'm going to punch a little notch in it so it's easy to slide in and out, but you can see the green part of my card on the bottom of the notch. So I decided to go ahead and fix that part. So to fix that part, I went ahead and remember that heart I cut out? I went ahead and I cut out the heart, and we're going to place that on top of the notch that I created. And then we're going to go ahead and you're just going to glue the two sides and the bottom, leaving the top part open so you can fit your gift card inside. And I think that is a perfect way to use some of the elements that are in this paper kit. And then I went ahead and covered the remaining sections front and back of my card. The only part that you don't have to cover is the back side of the last page where your pocket is. So you don't have to cover that up because we're going to glue that to the front of your card. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and place my pattern paper on top of my mat, which is going to be placed on top of my card front. And then I'm going to go ahead and smooth everything down. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our little fold out, right? after we place this on top of our card front, and then we're going to glue that down. So I really like this idea of this card, and I hope you all like it too. I did get it from one of the Stamping Up demonstrators. I think it was Lisa Carico. I can't remember, Caricio or something. And she's on YouTube. She's a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I've been making cards for years. I love watching her. She is such a sweet, sweet lady. And so, yeah, now we're going to go ahead and glue that on top of our card. And we're just going to go ahead and burnish all of that in. And then, of course, you can go ahead and cover the other side of that. And next we're going to go ahead and we're going to place on our sentiment. And this little tag that I glued this on is actually from the cut apart sheet in the paper collection. And then I went ahead and backed it up with some foam tape because I like my sentiments kind of standing out a little bit. So I went ahead and did that. And I just love this foam tape. If you ever want this kind of foam tape, I will put the link down below. It comes in a big pack and I love it. I use it all the time and it lasts forever. And it's great for using for shaker cards as well. So next I went ahead and added just some little items here and there. I cut out one of the butterflies and I put it on top of that large butterfly right there, that is on the bottom left hand side. And I went ahead and placed some foam tape in the middle of the wings just to kind of make them pop up a little bit. And then I went ahead, placed glue in the middle, flattened it down, kind of gave it like a little 3D look by placing it on top of that larger butterfly. I love how that looked. And then added a little flower on there. I did come back in later and add some stickles. So here we come in, we're going to add our stickles on top of this. And I just love how this looks. So I think I'm running a low on my stickles, so I just added some onto my finger and then it just went ahead and, smooth it on top of everything. Next, I added in my gift card and then I grabbed one of the butterflies from the butterfly packet that we got in the card kit, and I went ahead and added one on top of the little gift card holder there. And I just think that these butterflies are so pretty and it's nice to have them on hand. So there we go. We're done. Okay, last but not least, the little chipboard piece that we placed gesso on, you're going to use some watercolors. Now these came in July's mixed media kit, and so you're going to use this to color in your dragonfly, and it is beautiful. And then I went ahead and slipped mine in and underneath the little purple flowers that are on top of the purple card, and that's it. Okay, y'all, so we finished all three of our cards, and I think they turned out great. This paper is so pretty, and there's so much to choose from. So for our first card, we did a little fairy here with a little flower. We built it up with some ephemera pieces around it. And then on the inside, I went ahead and covered the inside. I didn't decorate it yet, but I plan on decorating that. Then for the purple one, we went ahead and cut out this beautiful lady and the little rabbit, popped them up, and then added some little flowers here and here. And then I went ahead and put Let Yourself Bloom. And then on this, I added the little chipboard dragonfly that we got in the kit. You open it up, and I went ahead and decorated the inside, and you can write your little message on there. I think that looks so pretty. I love it. And then this one here is a gift card holder, and I love how this one turned out so pretty. You can fold it out, and then in the middle part here, you can add a little card to put your, sentiment, whatever you want to write, like congratulations or, whatever you want to put in there. So you could definitely add a little white card in there to place something on top of there. or you can always write it on the back. So, sorry about my mess on the back here. So, but you can always write something on the back or cover it and then put another white card on top of it and then write your message. So I just love how this turned out. So I hope that this gave you some inspiration today. And thank you all so much for joining me. Take care, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining me today, y'all. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and head on over to Tres Jolie to check out their shop. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment, and join me Friday nights at 4:30 Central Time.